This Drees home on this lot is incredible. Check it out. In this video, I'm going to show you the most popular one-story plan with Drees Custom Homes. Now, this is the Lauren 2 plan. It's over 3,500 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, a 3-car garage, and is a sprawling one-story plan. Now, like usual, we're going to go right out to the main living area and start there because this is why I think so many people love this plan. First, we have these very high ceilings, and I love what they did in this specific home with the tray ceiling and the beams running across that ceiling just to draw your eyes upward as soon as you enter this main living area. And then I want to position myself so you can see a full view of the kitchen that we're about to go through in detail. And my name's Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor in the Austin metro area, and I've represented clients with 19 different builders. So I'll give you my perspective based on my experience. I think that starts right here in the kitchen, where I love the two-tone kitchen cabinets. We have this dark color wrapped around the kitchen island. The rest of the cabinets are very light and bright. I like the upper cabinets that extend closer to the ceiling. And then we have a 5-burner gas stovetop, and I like how they kept this backsplash very simple, but just put it in a very fun pattern, going all the way up to the ceiling, following this modern vent hood. Now, by the end of this video, if you like this home, it is for sale at just under $1.2 million at the time I'm posting this video. We are in a community called The Hollows, which is in a suburb located outside of Austin, Texas. I'll certainly give you a lot of great details of this community that we're in. But rest assured, if you don't like some of the upgrades that you're seeing here, you can build this plan from scratch in so many great communities around the Austin metro area. And that includes the community that we're in right now called The Hollows. So later on in the video, to give you a glimpse of the beautiful hills that are here and the views that are possible, I will definitely put my drone up in the air and show you one of the lots that's right here in this community. Getting back into this home, we do have KitchenAid appliances. We have a double oven on this side. We have more cabinets extended into this kitchen. That's what makes it feel so large. But what I love about this kitchen is inside the pantry, they have more built-in cabinets, cabinets with a built-in microwave. And I love that. If you're one of those people that when guests come over, you quick hide your coffee maker and any gadgets that you have, you no longer have to do that. You can have that hidden in that cabinetry there, and you still have a lot of pantry space, which you see here. Okay, stick with me. There is still a lot to see in this home, like the primary bedroom and bathroom that has some fantastic upgrades in it. And then we're gonna actually head outside after that, and I can't wait for you to see the backyard. Now, while we're in this area, I did wanna show you, we do have a utility room that has a sink. You have an area for a washer and dryer underneath those upper cabinets. You do have a doorway in that utility room, which would lead to the 1-car carriage garage. And then this door leads to a 2-car garage. And this is a side entrance garage in this section of the Hollows, which is called the Sanctuary section, which is made up of predominantly 85-foot wide lots. Every single home has to have at least part of the garage as a side entrance garage per the developer, at least to my knowledge. And that's what I love about these lots. I shouldn't even say 85-foot wide lots. A lot of them are very unique. You have incredibly deep lots. You have very wide lots at the front. You get these great front yards where they try to keep as many trees as possible. And then you get these big looping driveways. And that's one of the most attractive parts of being in this type of community is the curb appeal of some of these homes and the unique lots. This is like the opposite of cookie cutters, the best way I could put it. It's just very unique lots, and some of my clients, some that have even bought in this community, still love just pulling up into their home, curling around that driveway into their garage, and they just love the curb appeal of some of these homes. Now, if that's you and you also love those big elevations on the front of a home, then stick around. I have a home that I'm going to show you that's a 2-story plan with Drees Custom Homes. That's their most popular 2-story plan and has an epic elevation. So stick around for that. Sticking to this plan, we are in the primary bathroom. And I love how well this primary bathroom opens up, where you have a couple windows, you have the vanities separated from each other, and then you just have this entire wall of tile with the walk-in shower that I'm going to show you in detail in a second. Focusing in on some design upgrades, I like how they kept the cabinets and countertops very simple. You have some good movement on the floor tile with these whites and grays, and you just get this stark contrast when you enter this bathroom due to the tile that they use in this walk-in shower. Let me know what you think about the grout. It has this outline on purpose to contrast that tile. I've had a lot of buyers entertain that, but they always just feel like it's a little bit risky when they're at the design studio. They can just never imagine of how it's gonna look. But that's why I do these videos. So now we can circle back to that tile and kind of show what a contrasting grout color against a tile would look like. And if you don't know anything about grout, grout is in between those tiles. It's what they need to be able to put that tile up on the wall and have it stick there. And you can use sometimes a color to usually just blend in with the tile. That's what most people use, but you can also have some fun and have a different color like they did there. Now we have a commode on the right side, we have a linen closet on the left side, and then we have a very large walk-in closet that we're gonna get to here that's separated in the middle. Perfect for people to avoid fighting on room in this closet. You can just get it separated. One side of the closet is bigger than the other, so if somebody really needs to win that battle, you can use this side of the closet, but the other side also still has plenty of room. Now, while we go through the rest of this closet, and I can't wait for you to see the primary bedroom, which backs up to greenery, some great trees outside those windows, and then we're gonna head outside to show you that back patio and this beautiful lot that we're on. I wanted to talk about the sub-market that we're in, which is the Hollows community and the inventory for new construction around this area. Because this is what you want to analyze when people talk about the market. Everybody wants to talk about the general market and median home price, but you're just factoring in thousands and thousands of different types of homes at different price points, and looking at averages in this type of market just doesn't make any sense. Because there are some markets in Austin right now I would not be buying into. There are other markets right now where I think you can really capitalize on the current market that has high interest rates relative to where we were a year ago. Now, what ended up happening during the 2021 and 2022 markets in this area is we saw a massive run up in prices. And even though that happened everywhere around the Austin metro area, as well as everywhere across the United States, this area had a very large run up in prices. And again, the percentage that it went up was different for each price point. So I'm not gonna list every single price point in this community and give you that data, but the run up was massive because of what you're seeing in front of us. People are willing to pay whatever it takes to get forever homes that back up to a view or to a greenbelt, or to be in a community that has amazing views. It's those two factors, beauty and forever homes. You put those two together and there's a lot of upside. My point in sharing that with you is fast forward to this current environment that we're in at the time I'm posting this video, which has high interest rates relative to where we were, and we're seeing a pullback in some markets. Then this could be a time, sometime in the near future, to finally get into a premium community like this one. And I say that because the upside is still there. Even when interest rates go up, it doesn't take away from the beauty of this community. And it also doesn't take away from the demand for patios and backyards like this one. And I love what they did here in this home, where they have an outdoor kitchen, they got a mini fridge down there and a grill on the left side. They wrap this patio right around that dining room area on the right side. They have tall ceilings, it's well lit, and we are backing up to so much greenery here. And this is why so many people come out to this community called the Hollows, not just because of the unique lots that are very big in the front as well as in the back, but the views and the greenery is what this community is all about. And I'll tell you two things. First, when people reach out to me, we talk a little bit about the market, I just tell them honestly, the short term is difficult to predict. I'll do it and I'll look at the supply and demand for particular areas that they're looking at. I'll look at price points, and I'll look at what's coming up in the future and what current demand is telling me. And then I'll give them my analysis, but I'll always tell them the short term is difficult to predict, because do we have control over interest rates? Do we have control of all the different market variables that are out there? We don't, but we do have control of tracking the long-term growth of these areas. And what I'm seeing in this area is the long-term growth is very simple. people will continue to want to buy forever homes, like I was mentioning before, around greenery like this. And that leads me to the second part of this, is who are the people that are moving to the Austin metro area that really desire to be around this greenery and the hills? And I can just tell you anecdotally, but still, I have a lot of people reaching out to me from YouTube. It's actually become 98% of my real estate business. And a few months ago, I did a calculation of where people are reaching out to me from. 32% came from Seattle, 27% came from various cities in California, and then the rest were from all sorts of different cities. So you got Chicago, you have Boston, Toronto is actually a big one where I'm seeing a lot more people call me from Canada and these big cities like Toronto. But when I ask, why are you looking at the Austin metro area? The answer is always simple. Number one, beauty. They love the views. They didn't know that was possible in Central Texas. They want to be in a dining room like this that just looks out to greenery and a big backyard. And they just want to spend time outdoors again and not have to deal with winter. The second is growth in jobs and developments. We'll talk about that later. And the third is 0% state income tax, which is always nice here in the state of Texas. But I think it's all about the number one reason, and that's beauty. Like, look at the game room that we're in, these windows that just frame those trees like it's a picture on this back wall. It's incredible. It's also bringing in a lot of natural light. I know it's difficult to visualize this space with no furniture in it, but just imagine a pool table or some couches in here to make it into a hangout area. And then off of that game room, you also have this large media room, which you can make into your theater area, or you could just enclose it, have it as a separate hangout space. As you can tell by the wires on the wall, they already have this pre-wired to make this into that theater experience in this specific home. Obviously, when you're building these plans from scratch, you'll have your own separate electrical appointment where you can add lights, you can add pre-wiring for speakers, you can even just add those speakers if you just don't want to deal with the pre-wiring and do it aftermarket. There are so many things that you can do when you're building these plans from scratch, and you can have lots that have views. You can pick from so many different options in many communities, especially in today's market. Okay, so I think you got a good idea of what this home backs up to and this beautiful lot that we're on. Let's get back into the plan. So on this side, we have one of the spare bedrooms that does have an in-suite full bathroom. And in fact, every bedroom has a full bathroom either off of it or in-suite. And I do say this often in a lot of my videos. I like homes that give you privacy but still feel open concept. I love how this home keeps some of the bedrooms separate from each other. Like this one has its own in-suite full bathroom. It's kind of tucked in away from that game room, media room area. And then you'll see the other bedrooms in the home are pretty far separate from each other. We do have another bedroom around the corner, but it would be from the hallway off of the game room. So I'll show you that in a second. And then the other spare bedroom is in the opposite end of the home. It's actually in the front left of the home. And right now we're in the back right of the home. And I point this out simply because when I'm talking to homeowners and they tell me they feel like they're outgrowing their current home, it's usually not the exact square footage. It's not like a couple hundred extra square feet would get more of what they want and not make them feel congested. It's usually the layout that does it. The layout is the problem. So when there is a layout that has 3 bedrooms and they're all right around the same area and they only have one bathroom that they're connected to, that's gonna feel a lot different than this home, even with the same square footage. And this is a great example. So you saw that bedroom we were just in. We're gonna exit through this game room, and then around the corner, we have a powder bathroom, and then we have a bedroom that has also an in-suite full bathroom. So you get privacy, but you're still very open concept to these main living areas like the kitchen and living room, which is behind me, and then that game room, media room. Now, I did not want to forget about the views because we got to go back to it. I told you there are beautiful views out here, and this is what I was talking about. So this is going to be in the community of the Hollows, and this is actually a drone shot where my client's son wanted to operate my drone. So I just told him, have at it. I gave him my remote, and I said, let's take a look at the views that are possible here. Now, the cul-de-sac that you're seeing below us, we have lots that are right on the right side, and we were trying to figure out what our view would look like. Now, I don't think we would look out at the Colorado River, which you're seeing there in the distance, which, by the way, goes right up against the Hollows community. So there are incredible lots in this neighborhood. I mean, there are homes that you can buy, as low as $600,000 in this neighborhood. There are homes that you can buy all the way up to $6 million and everything in between. But this is kind of pointing out to the lot that we were looking at. So we pretty much figured out that we would be right around, not this high on the second story, but we would be looking out to this view, and possibly we could get a peek of the Colorado River in the distance if our windows were on the back left of the home. And that's why he's zooming out here to see, like, how high do we need to go to get a view of that Colorado River. And I was telling them, hey, I don't think we will get that high. We're very high off the ground, but that's where we started to go very low, down closer to the trees to see what our view would look like. And you can kind of see all three of us, my client, his son, down there kind of looking at my remote for this drone, showing the images in real time of what our lot would look like. And this is why I love coming out to this community. It's amazing when you can just put your drone up in the air and try to imagine what some of these lots would look like, especially after touring floor plans and understanding where all the windows are in those plans. Okay, let's get back into the video, and we have this bedroom that's tucked in on the other side of the game room compared to the other bedroom that we're at. Again, every bedroom has an in-suite full bathroom in this plan. There are some various structural upgrades that I could cover with you if you're interested in this plan, some of them that are in this home. I think you can tell that I'm very detail oriented to the point where I have my drone out with my clients when they're visiting Austin. By the way, shout out to them. They were traveling in from Dallas, and even though they like Dallas, they just like the views that are possible here in the western side of the Austin metro. And that's actually what I want to talk about next. So we had mentioned previously that the submarket here has calmed down because there's a lot of supply compared to where we were in the pandemic. You also have a lot of people that were sitting on land in these areas of Lago Vista and Jonestown, Texas, with beautiful views, and they started building new construction homes at the peak, and now a lot of those homes are closing, and that's adding to the supply in this area. And that's what's causing pain on pricing, which is a good thing if you're a buyer, because if you want a good price, then you have to buy during times of pain. Not you have to buy right now, but you have to be buying when the market is seeing pain. That's usually when you get the best pricing. But focusing in on the upside that I was talking about earlier, obviously there's upside because of beauty and forever homes and forever home communities like this one. But I also think the growth that's happening around this area is very important to point out. And while we look at this Nook area that I think is perfect to put some artwork, you could also put some cabinetry in that area. If you're building this plan from scratch, you could also do that aftermarket. And while we look at this study, I did want to talk about that growth that's happening in this area of the Austin metro. Now, once upon a time, these two suburbs that we're in, which, by the way, the community is split in between the suburbs of Jonestown, Texas and Lago Vista, Texas, these were just old lake towns. They're very peaceful and serene, and people moved to this area because they just wanted to be out of the city. They didn't really aspire to go into the city. They just wanted to be in an area that was peaceful, serene, beautiful, and that's what they wanted. They didn't need to be close to civilization, so to speak. But how that's changed is very simple. There are neighboring suburbs called Leander and Cedar Park that have massive mixed-use development spaces that are being built there or currently announced and planning to be built there soon. Those mixed-use development spaces are very simple. It's an area where you have restaurants and shops and a park being built out and possibly like a hotel or, multifamily units like apartment complexes. So it's an area that you can park your car, walk around, and get that urban-ish feel. And that's how the Austin metro area is growing. Instead of everything revolving around downtown, instead you have these big projects popping up in these various suburbs around Austin. So instead of being in a community like this and feeling like you need to go downtown to get that urbanish feel, now you can go to some of these projects like Leander Northline and these mixed-use development projects to get that feeling. It's not going to be like downtown. It's not going to be like 20 skyscrapers or something like that, but it just gets you that feel of like liveliness, active community, a lot of people out and about having fun, and that's what those mixed-use development projects are all about. So if you are the type of person where you want to be in a community that's peaceful, serene, it's a little bit more quiet, but you don't want to be so far out of civilization you never see anybody and you're never close to anything that's fun, I think this is the great combination right now for the exact reasons that I mentioned. Fantastic community, beautiful, peaceful, serene, but still close by to neighboring suburbs that have massive mixed-use development projects. Now, if you want more information on communities like this, reach out to me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. If you want to see video tours of homes that are for sale or about to come back to market, click on the link at the top of the description of this video. Finally, if you want to see the most popular two-story plan with Drees Custom Homes, it's the Linmar 2 plan that has amazing view. Click on the thumbnail that's on your screen. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.